It's crazy to admit this, but literally, it was one of these, a prison-style tattoo machine, that helped me to survive prison. When I first arrived at prison, I was escorted off of the van, and the very first thing that the CO said to us was, "You guys are lucky. We are just coming off of a 2-week lockdown because of an all-out gang war on the prison yard." Well, I'm sure glad to be here. This should be interesting. I mean, here I am, lowly old me. My mind was consumed with thoughts of what this was going to be like. Imagine going to prison. What would you be thinking in that very moment when you arrive at this major compound, completely surrounded by gates and barbed wire fences, barbed wire on top of fences, barbed wire on the ground, guard towers everywhere? This prison was a receiving unit for prisoners being transitioned from jail to prison. And in the state of Virginia, a receiving unit houses prisoners from level 1 to level 5. Level 5, of course, being the max, the worst of the worst. People with murder charges and rape charges and horrible, horrible people. And lowly old me, a level 1, here amongst all this chaos, just coming off of lockdown after 2 weeks for a gang war. In my mind, I'm envisioning all of the things I had seen on TV, world's most dangerous prisons, prison yard riots. And here I was, live in the flesh, at a place where stuff like that really happens. As soon as I got to my cell block and I put my belongings inside of my cell, I came out and tried to mingle amongst whoever these individuals were. Probably the worst of the worst, some of those I was being housed with now. Hey, how you doing? I'm Joe. It wasn't 10 minutes later when a group of 4 individuals approached me. 2 Crips, 1 Blood, 1 MS-13 member. These 4 individuals approached me and the very first thing they said was, "Hey, what's up, man? Just want to let you know, you got to pay to live here." This didn't even make sense to me. How is it 2 Crips, 1 Blood, 1 MS-13 member approaching me when just 2 weeks prior, there was a major gang war on the yard? But then it made sense to me. Because you see, on the yard, they could be amongst their sets, clicked up with their groups. They had numbers on the yard and they were strong. But inside of the individual cell blocks, they didn't have those type of numbers, at least not in all of the cell blocks. So in the ones that they didn't have strong numbers in, where they could appear to be weak because they were outnumbered by other individuals, potentially non-gang members like myself, they could then become the targets. So it was best for them to click up together in order to work together for what they were approaching me to do. These 4 individuals approached me and they said, "Hey, just want to let you know, you got to pay to live here." Well, I'm glad you bring that up because see, that's a very awesome point that you do bring up. But I do need to tell you this. I don't have any money. In fact, I don't receive any money and I'm pretty broke, so I'm not going to be able to pay you. They said, "Well, that's a problem because you see, everybody who lives in this cell block here, they pay to stay here. Do you do anything?" they said. I said, "Well, I'm glad you bring up that point because it just so happens I like to do tattoos." As soon as I mentioned tattoos, these guys became what seemed to be my best friends. "Oh my God, you do tattoos? That's awesome. We don't have anybody doing tattoos in this cell block. We need you in here. Matter of fact, hold on. You don't even have to pay to stay here. You can stay here for free. Just do some tattoos for us." Okay, I'll do some tattoos for you, I guess. I mean, what could I really do? I was outnumbered 4 to 1. And had I even tried to attempt to mount some sort of a freaking stance against these dudes, in what was ultimately a no-win situation for me, let's just say hypothetically I was able to be Captain America and I was able to kick the asses of all 4 of these individuals, well, I knew as soon as I went on the rec yard I was as good as dead. They would say, "That's that white boy right there. That's that white boy right there that tried to fight us and beat us up." And then I would have not just one gang, but 3 different gangs. The Crips, the Bloods, and the MS-13s probably looking to kill me. So it was because of thinking all of this that I had to go along with this. "Sure, I'll do tattoos for you." They said, "And you can make money in here too doing tattoos. We don't care." They extorted white guys, older individuals, whether white or black, anybody who appeared to be weak. I guess I just give off that impression that I'm a weak guy. Well, I'm certainly not Captain America here. I hated these individuals for the shit that they were doing inside of this cell block. I mean, these guys were like scum of the earth to me. I wanted nothing to do with these individuals, but also I had to survive. So it was tattoos that I did for these individuals. They set me up with machines. They set me up with ink. They set me up with a place to tattoo. During this time of this gang war, there was a guy who tried to be the tough guy. They hit this guy with a combination lock in the side of his head and completely split his head open. And he laid there on the ground, bleeding, while the COs did nothing. Because you see, the COs at this prison, they would disappear. They would be gone. And it would leave plenty of time for something violent to occur. And they would come back, clean up the mess, and act like it never even happened. Though I couldn't fight these individuals because it was a no-win situation for me, I did try to do the only thing that I felt I could do, which was warn new individuals, new fresh meat coming into this cell block, any chance that I got to pull them to the side and tell them, hey, look, I don't know what your situation is, but if you have any money and you are planning to buy commissary, don't do it in here. These guys are going to extort you. They're going to take everything from you. And I'll tell you time and time again, individuals would look at me and say, I'm not giving these guys shit. Fuck them. And it wouldn't be a day later or a week later whenever they were able to actually go to the store and order their commissaries, their little zoom zooms and wham whams, as we like to call them in prison. A little prison lingo for you. I should probably do a video on that. Prison lingo. Their ramen noodles and their little Debbie Hostess cakes, bags of chips, coffee. As soon as they brought that back into the cell block, and whenever the time was right, these individuals would strike. They would go right up into the cell and tell these individuals, you're giving us everything. And sometimes they would take more than just the commissary itself. I've seen individuals walk out of their actual cell without shoes on their feet. These guys would take everything. Meanwhile, I'm tattooing. That looks pretty good right there. You want another gang tattoo? Okay, let's put that on your eyeball. Yeah, right there. Oh, you want this one on your forehead? Okay, what do you want it to say? Fuck the police? Okay, cool, hold on. Yeah, you're never gonna get a job. I don't feel good about this story at all. In fact, I feel like this is a pretty embarrassing and degrading story to tell you. But one thing about After Prison Show, the stuff here is as real as it gets. I was no Billy Badass while I was in prison, but I was smart enough to figure out the best way to survive. Luckily enough, it was tattooing. The moral of this story is this. I went through what seemed like hell on earth. Walking to the chow hall, having to not make eye contact with individuals, but literally having to watch their hands instead to make sure that they didn't have a weapon held in their hands ready to strike at any minute. But I survived it. And because I survived it, I feel like if I can survive that, I can survive anything. You may have never been to prison in your life. You may not know much about prison at all. Maybe what you know of prison, you're learning here on After Prison Show or through other TV programs. You have probably been through things that you consider very difficult times in your own life. And just like how I survived prison, and I'm here now, able to speak to all of you, telling you that because of this impossible time that I went through, I feel like I can accomplish anything. Think about the tough times that you've been through yourself and use those tough times as fuel. Use that negativity to fuel the fire that burns inside of you to make something positive happen. Make something great for yourself, whatever it is. Because see, you don't want to live that bullshit lifestyle that I was living that led me to have to go through all of that. See, it took me 26 years to realize this was not what I wanted to do. Prison and this whole bullshit lifestyle, this was not what I wanted to do. It took me getting to this place where people were being taken for everything, where individuals were being cut and stabbed and hit with locks to realize, oh shit, I need to make some changes in my life because this is not for me. You have been through tough times in your life as well. And realize that because of those tough times that you have gotten past, you have the capability inside yourself to do whatever you want to do, to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Skipper making his guest appearance, saying hello. Say hello, Skipper. Skipper says hello. No matter whatever it is that you face, you have the power inside of yourself to get past that. If I can get past what I got past and be able to be here in front of all of you right now, able to do these videos, able to have this awesome channel After Prison Show with all of you awesome supporters out there taking the time to watch these videos, you can accomplish anything. From me and Skipper To all of you out there, I really don't know how to wrap this up. What do you think? He's not giving me anything here. Hey, look, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you got something from this. If you did, please leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know exactly what you think. And until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!